All right, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Kid. Today we're going to cook steak and garlic hibachi, something that everybody seems to like, really inexpensive. I would tell you that I try to pop out to our local grocery store that I go to right around lunchtime. They usually put down some of their reduced meat, so I don't buy meat there to use for days from now or weeks from now. But it's just something I'm going to catch my eye and seen a steak. They had this sirloin steak on sale. I got it for $8. Not a bad price at all. A bag of shrimp is $8. We'll go ahead and basically have a $20 meal. So we're going to get started. Got my meat here on the cutting board. What I'm going to do now is slice it up into small pieces. We'll put it in our bowl, put some seasonings on it, mix it up together. We'll do the same thing with the shrimp I have over here in the sink. It's actually draining out now. I unthawed it. One thing to say about prepping your meat, what you want to do is take your meat out and put it in the freezer for 5 or 10 minutes just to get this stiff enough so it makes it a lot easier to cut. So we'll go ahead and start cutting this, and I'll put it in there and we'll get it going. And so now we got our steak all cut up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some seasoning in, salt, pepper, some simple things in there. We'll get it all going. Season these up. I'm going to cover them up and let them sit here for a while to get back down to room temperature. Because steaks, again, if you get them closer to room temperature, they cook evenly. During that same time, I'll be getting some oil on my skillet here. I'm going to use this tabletop here today. I find it easier, more room to cook the shrimp and the steak at the same time without having to take everything out of the pan. Also, I can cook my onions to the side as well. So again, this is just another tool I like using. Alrighty, so now we've got our meat all seasoned. We got it back to room temperature. Got a shrimp seasoned. While I was away, we got the grease going. I've cut up some onions, some garlic. I'm gonna go ahead and get those set on the grill. Basically, we'll cook this meat, the steaks, for a couple minutes. I don't want them to get overcooked, and I'm going to end up sauteing them again later or simmering them later with the sauce. But let's lay this out here on the steak on this grill. So we got our meat going on, get a good single layer of the steak going here. We're gonna knock it off, get that pink out. I want the steak to be about medium when we're all done. And I'm actually cooking these on 350. If you want to get a good sear on it, don't stress about it. We'll take the steak later on in the sauteing, or excuse me, in the simmering. We'll make sure everything is done at that point. So we're going to go on and get about a six. And then once I get this to a nice color that I want all the way around, I'm going to move it, put it in a bowl. If anybody's asking, I did clean that bowl. It's doing good. As you know, when you cook the steak and you cut them up, they create a lot of steak juice, so they just that juice that will stay in the steak. When you're cooking it whole, it comes out, so it has a tendency to stop the steak from browning as much as really down the edge. You're going to take some of this off. Also, make sure if you're going to use this, make sure you clean your step pit, because I'm actually going to be using this juice later in my seasoning. So I'm not throwing this juice away. I'm just going to get off this so I can get some more brown in this meat. I'm not going to throw this juice away. I'm going to use it over when I get over to my skillet. Anyway, so we got our meat off. We can get the spoon down a little bit. And again, if I'm going to keep this juices, I'm going to take it from the drip pan over to my skillet. So I can use it later. I'm going to add back a little bit more oil. Let the heat up for a second. So we got this in there, go ahead and add our shrimp. Same thing, the shrimp get done on both sides a little warm. This is a simple bag of poached shrimp, I think 30-50. We get our shrimp up here. Get it warm. You can put it right in the same dish with the beef. All right, so we're gonna switch places now. We're over here, but near the stove. Adjust this a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt a stick of butter in here. And once it's melted, I'm gonna add my garlic, whole garlics, to try to build a good buttery flavor and garlicky flavor. I also have some minced garlic, just in case I'm not happy with what I got from my whole garlics. But I just like to try to use whole garlic and fresh garlic first, but I can always dress it up again with the minced garlic I already have in the refrigerator. So we'll go ahead and let this melt, and then we'll get everything combined up. We'll get it to simmer. We'll come back, plate it up, get some rice going, get it plated up, and then we'll get our taste tester. All right, now you can see we got our butter melting. I'll go ahead and add in the garlic. I also brought some of the juices over from the tabletop that I said we're going to save. We brought those juices over with the idea that we can get some good flavor out of the pan. So it's just like dropping to the bottom of the pan. So I'm allowed this opportunity to simmer for a few minutes. So we'll let this simmer here for about 2 or 3 minutes. While we're doing that, I'll get a lid. Let's go ahead and add in our steak and shrimp again. We're going to mix that up. Get some of that garlic buttery flavor off the bottom. And also what I did, I had a little melted butter also on the side here with garlic in it as well. I'm going to take and pour that on top as well, just to add to it. Just to make sure we mix some of those flavors around and get more garlic in there. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and cover this. Again, let it simmer for about 5 minutes and come back. We're going to keep our onions still to the side. I'm going to get another little small skillet here, and we'll keep them warm over there so they don't have to mix in with the rest of the meat. And we'll add a little garlic butter to the onions as well. All right, so let's let this simmer. We'll be right back. All right, we'll come back. We're going to stir it over a little bit more. See, I'm going to add a little bit more soy sauce to this to get a little bit more flavor to it. Again, as I told you, I do taste my meat as I go. So that might have been too much, but I taste as I go to make sure I get the right flavor. So we'll get this all mixed up. And if you see, I decided that I wanted a little bit more garlicky flavor after I tasted it. I really wasn't happy with how much garlic and butter I had from a flavor perspective. So you just modify it as you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm melting another stick of butter here. And we'll go ahead and pour it over top of this and let it simmer some more. So once it melts it, I've added the garlic pieces up there too so it can get in there, but we'll simmer this up here. We'll pour it over and then simmer some more. So again, you got to make it good for you, what you taste like, what your taste buds you like. So for me, again, I'll cut a piece of meat out of all of these. I'll continue to cut a piece of meat, taste it. And I think that's critical. You got to taste as you go, and I'll cut a piece off here. Just take the whole one, but I'll taste it. So if I need to add anything as I go, whether that's salt, pepper. In this case, I determined I needed more garlic butter. And we'll add it back. So let this go ahead and melt down. We'll come right back. All right. So we got this good and boiled. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this back in here. And then put the garlic back in as well. And I'll stir it around. And I'm gonna leave just a little bit of butter there so I can put my onions back in there so they can stay warm as well. And have some of that garlic flavor in the onions as well. So just stir it up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the same thing. We'll let it simmer for another 5 minutes. I'll come and take another bite. Let's see what we got. Be right back. Alrighty, so it looks like we got everything going. This looks good. I've been tasting them. I'll bring my little 2 taste testers up before we plate it. Got our rice over there. Over there is already done fluffing, so we'll check that. We'll get our taste testers in here, and then we'll get it plated up, and we'll get out of your way. All right, so today we brought some of our young taste testers, so y'all go ahead and grab one. Let's see what it tastes like. Good? Mm-hmm. What is that?
Steak.
Mm-hmm. But what do we call it? Hibachi? Remember the hibachi?
Homemade hibachi.
Homemade hibachi. All right, we'll go ahead and get this plated up. All right, we'll go ahead and finish it up. We've got it already prepared to be plated. We've had our first taste testers in there, so we'll go ahead and take this in there and we'll test it out ourselves. If you like what you've seen, please hit like and subscribe below. We'll continue to do this. Again, good meals on a budget. I think I've got $15 in here, maybe 18 at the max. But again, steak and shrimp dinner. We'll all eat, be comfortable, and there's still probably some leftovers for tomorrow. So thank you very much.